Workers caught and removed the rat. It's not clear how he got on, but he did not have a boarding pass.
So it wasn't a mouse, it was a rat.
Rat, yeah.
Big old guy. Okay.
Yeah, you get that tail slithering through, too. That's always very exciting. You guys, when we walked in this morning into the weather office, actually, I'm giving myself too much credit. It was this afternoon, by the way. I wasn't here in the morning. All right, let's show you what we saw here. And as you look at this map, notice something quickly here. Check out Las Vegas and Tucumcari, the temperature difference between the two of those. Yeah. That is a huge difference.
Yes,
we looked at it and was like, wait a minute, what is going on around here? So we said, why is Tucumcari so warm? Well, is it A, no snow cover increases heating? That's a pretty good explanation. Was it possibly B, a roosting mama chupacabra sat on the sensor? Or is it C, the fan stopped in the sensor and allowed that temp to go up? It's obviously
C.
Yeah.
B, of course.
Yes, Diane. Thank you, Dick. Thanks for actually going after the National Weather Service explanation where they said the fan died. Okay, guys, whatever. All right, here's a look at what's going on for us right now. 36 degrees in the metro area, northwest winds at 9 miles an hour. You guys in Tucumcari know. Wasn't quite that warm today. Northwest winds 9 miles an hour. As far as the current temperatures go out there, only 1 degree in Alamosa, 18 Taos, 23 Las Vegas, down across the south. Temperatures for the most part in the 30s for us, and we're going to hold on to pretty nice conditions all the way through the weekend and probably into a good portion of next week before we start to turn things around by about Thursday or Friday when we've got a chance at another storm. But until we get there, largely clear skies for us throughout the weekend here. High pressure, which currently sits to our west, will eventually slide over us by Sunday. That will continue to knock temperatures upward even as we head into next week. So at a time when we had very cold temps, really the past 2 weeks, things are really going to head up above average, at least for a few days here through about Wednesday of next week before we start to bring more of those storms in here. And one area that's really going to warm up is across the eastern side of the state here, where those warm winds coming over the mountains as they head down into the plains here, that air compresses, dries, and heats up. So by the middle of next week, 60s and 70s will be a possibility across the northeast, 70s in east central sections, and maybe mid-80s around places like Carlsbad late into next week. So those warm temps are going to be a pretty good setup across the eastern side of the state. And then as you can see here, region by region, we are going to start to cool down by the end of next week with a chance at a storm. So 30s and 40s across the Northwest Plateau and southwestern Colorado for tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, and that continues through the weekend and through the beginning of next week before we start to see the clouds come back. And then Thursday and Friday looking like they could be pretty interesting around Durango and Farmington as well. Down to the south and west, temperatures in the 50s and 60s here for tomorrow. Sunshine and milder conditions over to the southeast. Looks nice here as well. 61 Roswell, 59 Fort Sumner, and 55 in Carrizozo. Your extended forecast for Roswell looks good really all the way through the next 7, getting all the way to 74 by Tuesday and Wednesday. Meanwhile, across the north and east, temperatures in the 40s and 50s, mostly sunny and breezy conditions here. Looks very good really all the way through about Wednesday. Over into the northern mountains, temps going to top out for us in the 30s and 40s for tomorrow after a start below 0 in the high mountain communities and right around 0 in Taos and Santa Fe, about 12 degrees tomorrow morning, getting up to 42. By tomorrow afternoon, your Santa Fe extended forecast, temps hanging in the mid-50s by Monday and Tuesday, and by the time we hit Thursday, Friday, we'll get our shot at grabbing some snow back into the forecast. East Mountain's going to be a little breezy at times tomorrow, but still lots of sunshine. Same deal out in Estancia and Moriarty. And finally, right here in the metro area, we'll top things out in the low 50s for tomorrow downtown and in the valley. Maybe high 40s around the heights, but still very nice. 7-day forecast. Enjoy a great weekend and a nice beginning to next week, because as we head into Thursday and Friday, things could start to change for us as well if we can get that storm down far enough to the south. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, always scintillating at KRQE. Mark.
You know, after those chupacabras scared us that time we were hunting, I just can't bring myself to talk about them.
I know you're scared.
I'm very scared.
Can't be afraid to look them in the eye, Dick.
And sports is up next.
It's our sweetest sale of the year, and